Welcome to 5 Minutes With. I'm Greg Kirkham alongside my co-host, Thad Barnes. And today we've got Andrew Fox from Foxy Digital in Los Angeles, California. Let's redo that. I'm so sorry.
Great. We're ready when you are.
It feels like a Monday.
Oh, man. Yeah. Seriously. It's all me, too. I told you I was going to mess up. Just proving
you had a couple beers, I mean, these things happen, so it's fine.
Okay, cool. Let's have fun. Okay. Welcome to 5 Minutes With. I'm Greg Kirkham alongside my co-host Thad Barnes, and today we've got Andrew Fox from Foxy Digital, based in Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the show, Andrew. It's such a pleasure having you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So let's dive right in. Tell us about Foxy Digital. What got you started?
Yeah, so I have been in marketing and advertising for the better part of the last 23 plus years. And in probably about 4 or 5 months ago, I decided to essentially have a conversation with myself and say, I've been selling all of these solutions and helping businesses grow and thrive for 23 plus, right? And so now it's really, what do I want to do? What do I want to sell? What do I really believe in the market as the landscape moves and changes so quickly? And what's really going to move the needle for clients? And so I spun up Foxy Digital with that purpose in mind, is how do I help as many businesses as I possibly can with really one goal, and that's growth, which is really what I've been focused on for my entire career. So whether it's been in search, which is where I started my career, or in display, or in sponsorships, or in influencer marketing, what have you, connected TV, et cetera, I've really kind of narrowed down my focus into very specific marketing solutions for brands that will help them achieve the success that they would like to achieve.
I love that. Sounds like you've had quite a journey, Andrew. I'm kind of curious in relation to marketing and businesses when they think about it. What's kind of like the one lesson that you think that every business should learn about marketing that you've kind of discovered? Maybe something that most people aren't really aware of.
Know your audience. I know people say this all the time, and it sounds like it should be very straightforward and everybody should have that as like their core pillar, but a lot of people don't know who they're marketing to. And if you don't know who that audience is, you don't know what message to deliver, you don't know what tone to speak in, you don't know what story you need to tell. And so understanding who that individual is who buys, or that individual who contracts for your services, that is the most important thing to understand and to know. And after that, I would say really kind of understand what the tactics are. How are you reaching them? Where are they located? And what data are you using in order to actually deliver the right story to them so that they will become so enthralled and attracted by your offering that they have no choice but to click, purchase, call, buy, what have you. So I would say know your audience is the most important thing.
Yeah, it's super critical, right? I mean, people have these amazing products, amazing services, and they know that, they can help a lot of people. They just don't know who those people are. So I totally agree with you on that. I love that, Andrew. It's been it's a real pleasure to learn this from you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I was literally just talking with a client before, and one of his biggest challenges is, he speaks to both English speakers and Spanish speakers. And so my advice to him was, do you have a Spanish site? And he's like, no, I just have an English site. Well, if these people are Spanish speakers, they're going to want to go to a site that is speaking directly to them. So how do you make the advertising as personal as you possibly can? So that way it feels like they're talking directly to you. That brand is talking directly to you, and then you can take action from there. And I think if you can achieve that, then you'll see success in advertising. And by the way, advertising is not a one-time set it and forget it type of thing. You really need to test and try and learn and iterate and do it again and figure out what is resonating and what is not. Is there seasonality involved in your business? Is there different times that you want to heavy up around specific holidays or specific tentpole events that happen over the course of the year? So there's lots of different ways in which to approach the landscape and which tactics you use, but making sure that authenticity is there within the message is incredibly important, especially in today's day and age where your audience is native from a digital perspective, right? Like most of the audience is Gen Z or Gen Alpha and young millennials. Boomers are aging out. They're mostly on Facebook and Instagram, or in some of the older tactics, television, those types of things. But nowadays it's mostly social, and so understanding how to communicate with them, and then tracking that and understanding what your ROI is, understanding how much you're investing and how much you're getting back is just as important as the messages you're delivering, because you don't want your advertising to go to waste. That's for sure.
Yeah. And especially, when you're advertising and say you're creating a desire-based marketing strategy and then just kind of setting it aside, right? You're missing the mark. You're missing the low-hanging fruit, if you will, where your market actually is, right? You're not speaking to them. You're speaking at them, expecting some sort of results. And it's not going to create the kind of results that you're expecting if the messaging just doesn't line up with their needs.
Yeah. And it needs to land, right? Some of the best marketing that I have seen out there actually comes from a lot of the QSR brands, a lot of the fast food brands, where they tend to have a lot of repartee with each other. Wendy's typically loves to go after Burger King, or I don't know if that's very specific or accurate, actually, if those two are. But there's a lot of rivalries that happen within the space, and people love to watch that. And it engenders individuals to your brand, and that drives them into the store to actually purchase. So understanding that audience and how they like to be talked to is something that is also incredibly important. It's not just knowing who your audience is, but it's also how they receive the message. And you can measure all of that, right? Because it all comes down to sales. If you're seeing a lift or a pop, turning things off, turning things back on, and then, kind of understanding how it all works together, because it's not one tactic over another. It's how do you combine various different tactics in order to achieve that layer of success that you're looking to achieve with your marketing budget.
Fantastic. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on the show today, Andrew. To learn more about Andrew Fox and Foxy Digital, visit dailynewsnetwork.com.